I always just do my best to. So okay, what I did when I was starting out, when you don't kind of, is I would go to forums, right? I would go to forums, groups, whatever, and from there I would look for their problems. What are they frustrated with? What are they
Common questions that keep coming
common
up.
questions that are keep coming up? And really, it's just research, guys. Like most. Right? All your communication is going to be more powerful if it's here's how to get out of that hell rather than here's how to get to this awesome place B, right? Or you're closing deals on the phone, same thing. You always drive in what it's going to be like, the escape from point A, which is hell. The escape from hell, move to Heaven Island. Hopefully this is making sense, right? They're buying an escape from point A. Now, once point B, and again, you guys will get all this. So point B then is Heaven Island, which is you really want to figure out for Harry, what does he secretly desire the most? And the sentence I like to give is, if I could just, right, blank, if I could just make an extra $1,000 a week, if I could just make an extra 2,000, if I could just get another 4 jobs, right? I was speaking with a client today and he actually said that. Like these words will come from your prospect. He said, Mike, if I could just get another 5 new personal training clients a month, I would be set, right? And then what do? The rest of your conversation then is all about how to get him those extra 5 new personal training clients.
How do you extract that information if you're brand new? Let's just say you're just jumping into a niche. Let's say I just joined today. I'm trying to figure out like what niche I'm going to go into. I go through my due diligence. I find a low hanging fruit or decently, easy to go after niche. How do I know what these 2 things are?
Okay, so ultimately, I'm going to give you the way to get the best answers is to run conversations or surveys and actually speak to people in the market. That's going to be the best way.
How
right?
would you do that?
So I always just do my best to. So, okay, what I did when I was starting out, when you don't kind of, is I would go to forums, right? I would go to forums, groups, whatever. And from there, I would look for their problems. What are they frustrated with? What are they
common questions that keep coming up?
Questions that keep coming up. And really, it's just research, guys. Like most people you're competing against are so lazy.
So lazy.
Like one of the things that I've realized about Dan being around him is he's very much like me, where you research everything. You're a research machine. And like I've noticed being around extremely successful people that they do the extra research work that most people don't do, right?
Speaking of which, my personal Facebook wall, I just dropped a link. I'm going to be dropping some research for any of you guys that want to know. A little off topic, and I don't like to talk about it on here, but I've been studying pretty hard, researching pretty hard about what's going on in the world. I know there's a lot of like questions and unknowns, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know every bit of it, but I grew up around a father that researched way more than I did, and for many, many more years that I did. And so I was able to pick up pieces of knowledge and understanding of what's going on in this world on a much more macro level than probably most people, just by my upbringing. But I didn't really care about it until like the last year, as I noticed some things were like really out of whack. And so I'm going to be dropping a link, not in this group, so don't get it twisted. And if you do get it twisted, shut up. But I'm going to drop it on my personal Facebook wall. And if you want, you can message me on there or just comment on there. And when I drop it, I'll shoot you a link. I don't know. I'm trying to get it out by tonight, but it's going to be a work in progress. But it's like all my compiled research for lots of different stuff. I'm not just like what's going on here, but just interesting things that I don't think people understand about history or about the world. And I think it gives you a way better context. It also has helped me immensely in my marketing and my sales, because I start to see patterns and illusions and magic tricks and techniques that are being used at the highest level of industries, at the highest levels of money. And then you can boil those same ideas and techniques and magic tricks and illusions down to lead generation, believe it or not. And so I'm able to tie some of those things in. But if you don't know what those things are, you can't see those things because no one's ever shown you, like I was shown as I grew up. It's pretty hard to make some of these connections that you see me making in lead gen, with fractionalizing leads and backing into a deal and understanding how you play both sides and controlled opposition and all these different things that are going on around us that a lot of us aren't really aware of. I'm going to be dropping some stuff again. It's on my personal wall. It's free stuff. Anyway, so that's that. So just be looking for that if you want to grab it. Just make a message or message me on my post I just posted on my personal wall before we went live. Okay. Keep on. Sorry.
Beautiful.
Sorry.
So, yeah, to answer Dan's question, there's loads of different ways, but really research. So lots of ways to research. You could research by Google. Forums are great. Facebook groups, Twitter. If you guys have access to my cheat code, I go over all advanced search queries through Google, or you can
Google Dorks.
You could just, you could type in Google Dorks advanced. So like you could do site, Facebook, home theater, frustration. If you guys are selling products that have Amazon stuff, Jay Abraham calls it the Amazon School of Business, which is great. Look at if I was owning a home theater company, right? I would go to Amazon and I would look at the books on home theater stuff, and I would look at all the positive reviews and then all the negative reviews. Because in that, you'll see a lot of people complaining. Amazon too, for other home theater systems, you could probably find what people don't like about the product, what people love about a product, right? You could kind of figure out. So just the more research you do, get in the marketplace, look at what's going on. But I think the best is a real live sales call and asking them those questions, like, tell me, what is it that made you reach out? What's your biggest problem? What are you struggling with? What's the impact of that?